Aisyah Nurhamimi binti Abdul Jalil, together with my friends Muhammad Azhan bin Amran, Raja Nur Amalina binti Raja Johari, Salwati Akmal binti Muhammad Amin, and the last one is Sumaya binti Salahuddin. Today we would like to talk about 2020 budget that was presented by the former Minister of Finance.
A budget is planned typically monthly, expressed in quantitative terms, covering a given time span, usually 1 year. Many businesses refer to their annual budget as a profit plan because it demonstrates the expected activities that the business plan to conduct. Any accountability centers in order to meet its profit objectives. Budget is intended to prepare, coordinate, monitor, and enhance your financial condition. In other words, a budget helps you remain on track in pursuit of your long-term financial objectives, from managing your expenses to regularly saving and investing portion of your profits. The hard sell is that it is not just a fast fix for budgeting. You are likely to be frustrated if you start budgeting with the attitude that will fix all your financial problems immediately. Budgeting is work that's hard for a long period of time. It takes continuity. The good news is that the financial outcomes you will experience are phenomenal if you devote yourself to a budget. There are many purposes for budget. First, increase your savings. For most people in the first place, the reason they get into budgeting is to maximize the amount of money they save every month. Second, if you are already wasting too much money on frivolous items or spending more than you really need on food, budgeting helps you find areas to save a little extra cash. When it comes to finance, living even a little out of control can lead to major problems. Budgeting keeps things in line and places the finances in the driver's seat, so you can take the reins and steer it when you want to go, instead of making your financial life just happen to you. And the more careful you are with your budget, the more you can act in terms of money.
Next, let's move on to the initiative of 2020 budget. The first initiative in promoting social development of Malaysia is the government has increased the allocation to the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Industry from Rm 4.4 billion in 2019 to Rm 4.9 billion in 2020, with the special focus on enhancing income of farmers. The budget allocated for the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Industry operating expenditure was Rm 3.5 billion, while for its development expenditure is 1.4 billion.
Alright, the second initiative under 2020 budget in promoting social development of Malaysia is the government will increase funding for rural development in 2020 to 10.9 billion from 9.7 billion before. This increased funding will be allocated to a range of projects including 587 million to rural water projects, 500 million for rural electrification, and 1 billion for rural roads. But wait, who will manage this money and implement the project? Of course, the answer is Ministry of Rural Development (KPLB). This ministry acts in responsible for rural development, regional development, community development, and many more. This ministry has introduced a foundation called Rural Development Foundation (PPLB) in the process of rural development in Malaysia by 2030. As far as we know that Sabah and Sarawak still have a lot of rural areas, so the ministry has allocated 470 million for this state. For example, for rural water supply project, the community will receive it starting from Kampung Anak Tuno to Kampung Payalakap and Jalan Meritam, Sarawak, and expected to be completed by October 8 this year. This effort to ensure that rural areas can enjoy clean water resources and receive 24-hour water supply. For electricity supply, under the Sarawak Rural Alternative Electricity Supply Scheme, the solar system for renewable energy were installed in 21 villages, and the area will fully receive the electricity supply by the end of 2021. This program brings change to the lives of more than 8,000 households in over 270 villages in most remote areas in Sarawak. The government will upgrade the rural route JALB with 35.6 km long at Ulu Tumani Tenom Sabak. This upgrade project can be catalyst for development community economy around the range from Kuala Tumani to Ulu Tumani.
The government also provide initiative for subsidy and social assistance. In the last year, the Minister of Finance, Ling Guan Eng, announced a budget 22.3 billion for this initiative. But for budget 2020, the allocation for total subsidy and social assistance will be increased to 24.3 billion. It is include costs for welfare assistance such as BSH and for subsidy payment for agriculture-related fuel and interest payment. According to budget 2020, government will continue giving welfare assistance, which is BSH, and will be spent more to cover 1.1 million single individual and orang kurang upaya OKU. They will receive benefit RM300 and health protection, also known as Scheme Takaful Mai Salam. The single individual must age 14 and above who are earning less than 2,000 per month, and for orang-orang kebaya OKU age 18 and above have income less than 2,000 per month. Overall, 5 billion will be spent for BSH 2020.
The government has long had advancement initiative. The 6.6% increase in allocation for healthcare from RM28.7 billion last year, as outlined in the 2020 budget, is a testament to the government commitment to expand and advance in health service nationwide. Many things have been improved and will be renewed, such as the upgrading of medical equipment in line with the cultural principle of improving, replacing, and restoring. Apart from that, the government has allocated RM60 million for the provision of pneumococcal vaccine to all children and many more related.
The next initiative is unemployed graduates will receive an incentive upon securing a job. In 2018, there were more than half a million unemployed Malaysians, and at least 140,000 of them were graduates. Hence, under the #graduate culture initiative, the government will be doing out a wage incentive of 500 ringgit per month over 2 years to unemployed graduates for more than 12 months who gets a job. This sum will be credited into your KWSP account. There's also incentive to employers who hires these graduates will get 300 ringgit Malaysia per month for each new hire for 2 years. A win-win situation, we say. This will make graduates more motivated to find a job and prevent from the unemployment problem that being one of the biggest problems in Malaysia. Therefore, offer that government offered to the graduate is one of the efficient ways to prevent the problem become more critical. The win-win situation that government offered to graduates and company is a good initiative, while motivate the graduate become more productive. This also be a good way to improve social development and make country more developed on par with developed countries. Therefore, purchasing power and the living standards of the people are increased.
The issue related to the 2020 budget is My Salam. My Salam is a free health protection takaful scheme initiated by the government that provide takaful protection to individual who are eligible to receive the benefit of the My Salam Community Protection Scheme through the My Salam Trust Fund. My Salam for Malaysian admitted to hospital will be expanded to include new diseases and those aged from 55 years to 65 years, and by extending the age limit to 65 years.
To overcome this issue, Ministry of Finance is in process to intensify promotional effort about the scheme. They making collaboration with various parties and conduct briefing programs in several states. For example, they conduct program with Bank Negara Malaysia in conjunction to East Coast Financial Carnival in Pahang, Terengganu and Kelantan. They also organize awareness talk on 9 April 2019 in Penang and several places in Selangor and Kuala Lumpur. Other than that, the Ministry of Finance in cooperate with Great Eastern Takaful are opening booths to make community more understand about the scheme. There were hospitals involved for this program, for example, Hospital Kuala Lumpur, Hospital Banting, Hospital Serembang and many more. By running the activity can spread more information of My Salam, and there will more application to the scheme from the target group.
In conclusion, we can know that budget is an essential for a country. It is very important to know the direction of the country for the upcoming year. We can also find out the expenses incurred by the government for the country. Budget is also very important to develop the country and give its benefit to the community. Alright, that's all from us. Thank you for your time. Assalamualaikum.